Let me ask you something uncomfortable. Two people, same city, same age. One earns $1,000 a month. Steady job, stable company, fixed increments. The other, freelances. Some months $500, some months $2,200, no security, no HR, no employee of the month plaque. 5 years later, who do you think is richer? Here's what the data says. It's almost never the one with the stable job. And before you call this anti-job propaganda, stay with me. Because what I'm about to show you isn't about quitting your job. It's about something far more dangerous that most people completely ignore while they're busy chasing salary hikes. Something that quietly decides your financial fate, whether you work for someone or for yourself. The answer involves a concept economists call human capital depreciation, and it's been silently eating your wealth potential for years. The illusion of income security. Here's the first thing nobody tells you at a salary negotiation. Your salary is not your wealth. It is a cash flow, and cash flow without assets is just a leaking bucket. A 2022 study by the National Bureau of Economic Research found that 63% of people who earn above $75,000 a year still live paycheck to paycheck. 63%. That number should make your stomach drop. Why? Because high income creates the illusion of financial progress. You start upgrading your lifestyle. Better phone, bigger apartment, fancier weekends. And without realizing it, you've built a life that requires every dollar of that salary to simply exist. Robert Kiyosaki calls this the rat race. But here's the lesser-known psychology behind it. Behavioral economists call it lifestyle lock-in. The higher your income rises, the harder it becomes to psychologically tolerate earning less. You stop taking risks. You stop building skills. You start protecting the salary instead of building beyond it. Most people's biggest financial mistake isn't that they don't earn enough. It's that they stop growing the moment they feel comfortable. And comfort, financially speaking, is where wealth goes to die. So what do you do instead? You treat your salary as the starting capital, not the destination. Every month before lifestyle eats it, you invest a portion into skill development. Courses, tools, communities, mentors. Because here's what's coming in point 3 that you won't want to miss. There's a specific type of skill that has a documented 10x wealth multiplier, and it's not what most people are learning. Point 2, the hidden tax on fixed income. Let me hit you with a number that very few salary earners think about. If your salary isn't growing at least 8% every year, accounting for taxes, inflation, and opportunity cost, you are technically getting poorer while feeling financially stable. This is what Nobel laureate Richard Thaler called a money illusion. Our tendency to think in nominal terms rather than real terms. You see a $1,200 increment on paper, your brain celebrates. But after inflation, taxes, and rising cost of living, you may have actually moved backwards. And here's the part that stings the most. In a fixed salary structure, the only person with direct control over your income ceiling is your employer. You show up, you perform, they decide. That's not wealth building, that's wealth renting. Skills work differently. A skill you develop, whether it's financial modeling, video editing, Python, public speaking, or sales, can be monetized across multiple income streams simultaneously. One skill, multiple monetization paths. That's leverage. As Ramit Sethi writes in I Will Teach You to Be Rich, the single best investment you can make is in yourself. Not index funds, not real estate. You. Because a developed skill can't be downsized, can't be inflated away, and doesn't need a manager's approval to pay you more. But, and this is the open loop I want you to hold in your mind, not all skills are equal. And the ones most people are investing in, they're building the wrong ones for the economy we're actually entering. More on that after the next point. Point 3, the 10x skill, what the data actually shows. So what is this skill that has a documented wealth multiplier? It's not coding, it's not AI, it's not digital marketing, though those are valuable. It's financial literacy combined with income-generating skill stacking. Here's what I mean. A McKinsey Global Institute report found that workers who combine technical skills with business and financial understanding earn 2.4 times more over a 10-year career than those who develop only one dimension. Not 10% more, 2.4 times more. Think about what that actually means in dollar terms. If the average single-skill professional earns $55,000 a year by year 10, the skill-stacked professional is earning closer to $132,000. Same decade, completely different financial trajectory. The mistake most people make is developing skills in isolation. They learn one thing deeply, then wait for the market to reward them. But wealth doesn't come from depth alone. It comes from rare combinations. Think of it like this. A writer is common. A financial writer who understands behavioral economics and can produce content that drives sales, that's rare. And rare commands premium. The psychological principle behind this is called, what do you do instead of chasing one deep skill? You build a T-shaped skill profile, deep in one domain, wide across complementary ones. And critically, one of those wide skills should always be the ability to monetize, whether through sales, content, or communication. And here's something that should make you pause before we move on. Most people spend their 20s and 30s building employer skills, skills that make them valuable inside one company. The wealthy spend that same time building market skills, skills that make them valuable across any context. The difference in long-term net worth between these two paths? Studies suggest it can exceed $500,000 by retirement age. Everyone knows about compound interest. Einstein allegedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. Though historians dispute whether he actually said it, the math doesn't lie. But here's the version nobody's talking about: skill compounding. Every skill you build makes the next skill easier and faster to acquire. A person who learns financial modeling can learn data analytics 60% faster than someone starting from zero. A content creator who learns copywriting can launch digital products with a fraction of the trial and error of someone who hasn't. Skills compound, salaries don't, not at the same rate. There's a concept in sociology called cumulative advantage, first studied by Robert Merton in the 1960s. The idea, small advantages, when consistently leveraged, produce disproportionate outcomes over time. It's why the rich get richer, not just financially, but in terms of opportunity, network, and knowledge. Here's the uncomfortable question that stat creates. If skills compound, what are you compounding right now? Because here's the thing. A person who invests $200 a month into financial assets for 10 years will build a meaningful corpus. At 10% annual return, that's roughly $38,000. But a person who simultaneously invests in skills that increase their earning capacity by 20% each year? By year 10, that person isn't earning $2,400 more annually. They're potentially earning $60,000 to $80,000 more per year. The asset pile is bigger because the income funnel is wider. The takeaway isn't don't invest in assets. The takeaway is your primary compounding asset in the early years of your career is you, and most people underfund that asset catastrophically. They'll spend $800 on a new phone without hesitation, but spend $300 on a course that could grow their income by 20%. Suddenly it feels expensive. So let's bring this full circle. You started this video thinking salary versus skills was a simple question. Maybe you expected someone to say skills win, obviously. But the real answer is more nuanced and more powerful. Salary is the scoreboard, skills are the game. You cannot consistently improve the scoreboard without improving your game. And the people who become wealthy, genuinely, sustainably wealthy, are the ones who refuse to let their income identity become their ceiling. They use their salary as fuel. They build skills that compound. They combine rare competencies. They stay financially literate enough to turn income into assets. And they never, ever confuse job security with financial security. Because those two things are not the same. Here's your 3-point transformation to take away from today. 1. Audit your skill portfolio today. Not just what you know, but what combination of things you know that the market finds rare and valuable. 2. Dedicate a fixed percentage of your income, even if it's just 5%, into deliberate skill development. On a $1,000 monthly salary, that's just $50 a month. On $3,000, it's $150. The amount doesn't matter as much as the habit. 3. Start thinking like an asset, not an employee. Every skill you build is equity in yourself. And unlike your company's stock, this equity can never be laid off. The gap between where you are and where you want to be financially isn't just about earning more. It's about becoming someone whose skills demand more, automatically, inevitably, over time. And that is what actually builds wealth. If this video resonated with you, comment wealth. Don't keep the knowledge to yourself. Like the video, subscribe to stay updated, and share is a step toward building a stronger community of growth-minded people. Be part of it.